Love that recap.
Could we play that again?
I know.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Let's just play it the rest of the
I have
night.
to say,
You want ratings? I got ratings.
That
for
was
you. Just
great.
keep playing those highlights.
Yeah. The revenge, the
Enjoy it.
turnaround got me ready
Enjoy it while it lasts.
for the Cowboys hosting the Seahawks tomorrow night on Fox. We are joined by FS1 NFL analyst Eric Dickerson. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning. How you doing?
You've been a part of the conversation all season about those Cowboys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who wins tomorrow?
Well, first of all, you know I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys. I'm just not a Cowboy. I'm not a Cowboy. You say I'm an undercover Cowboy lover, but I'm not. But you know what? I just got to say that I just believe that the Dallas Cowboys going to win this football
What?
game. I
You
do
think that?
I know. It's hard. It's hard. You know what? I don't like it, but it's
I don't like it either.
It's fact.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. First Colin Coward, now Eric Dickerson.
want
I'm doomed. I'm
The
doomed.
negative.
You know,
Okay.
the Cowboys, I got to say they're playing very good football, especially on defense. They're the second best defense in the National Football League, giving up 18 points a game. They're 7-1 at home. This is a hard football team to beat in Dallas. It really is. And I look at this team as playing old-style football, like the Dallas Cowboys played, 2 years ago. Run the football, throw the football second, keep it short, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. You can still run the football. That's what they do best. They don't play well coming from behind. They don't do that. But I just feel like in Dallas, playing the Seahawks, and the Seahawks have done a very good job. I think Pete Carroll, has almost
He's going to coach of the year.
Yeah, did a miraculous job with his football team.
I'll give you that.
Really has. I mean, they have Russell Wilson, they have a young running back, and Chris Carson, and I think he's an Eric Dickerson fan, so I like that. But anyway, I just feel like the Dallas Cowboys are the better football team at home against the Seahawks team. It's kind of young. I mean, the only guy that's still on that Legion of Boom team is Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
That's the only guy that's left. So I think the Cowboys, and when I say 20-14, Dallas Cowboys. And it kills me to say it.
Well, it
Bite my
kills
tongue.
me to hear it.
I like Seattle because I just believe in Russell Wilson. He's been phenomenal. This is a rebuild. This team was supposed to be rebuilding. They were supposed to be a year away. No one thought they would be here, especially after the start that they got off. They were terrible early on. I was like, I remember saying, there's no way this team winning 8 games. Not only did they win 8 games, they won 10, and they're in the playoffs. And I don't think anybody saw that coming at the way they started because everybody thought they were going to be rebuilding. No Sherman. Earl Thomas get hurt early. Cliff Averill has to retire. Chancellor has to retire. They trade Michael Bennett. So what? They don't really. They let Jimmy Graham go via free agency. Yeah, we know Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin's going to make his play. Tyler Lockett's been unbelievable.
He will really make it.
Yeah, he got deep speed. I mean, you throw it to him in a small area, you can get gone in a hurry. The number one rushing attack. I'm surprised that they're able to run the football as well as they have because that was one of the concerns last year. It's because they couldn't run the football. It forced Russell to throw the ball, and he was getting punished. And the only games they won last year is that Russell had to make a miracle. He had to turn water into wine. Because he had to go back there and look, Russell, this is what we want you to do. We're going to take 5 steps back. We want you to pirouette, start to your right, but we're going to need you to come all the way back to the left and throw it downfield to Doug Baldwin. And he did that on several occasions. So I did not expect them to be here this year. And so with that being said, I think they'll win a game, a very close ball game, because in Russ, I trust. 23-20. Seattle goes on, and unfortunately for you, Skip Bayless, your Cowboys go home.
Want to bet on it?
3 points.
3 points. Why would you want points? You make this
you want
big.
points?
You want.
Been trying all
We
day.
just heard this big, bold Hall of Fame statement from Shannon Sharp, Hall of Fame tight end, and then all of a sudden you cower, you shrink. You should have worn your yellow jacket today.
Come on, Shannon, man
3
up on it.
points? What?
No points?
You realize Vegas gives the home team 3 already, and they're only a 2-point favorite. That means Seattle is effectively favored by 1. So I'm not asking for the 1 point. I'll do it straight up.
I heard you said it earlier that the Cowboys do not lose at home. They're very good at home.
Well,
He said they're very
they did lose 1.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying. They love what? Okay, 7-1. So I need that. They're at home.
Yeah.
All I want is 3.
No guts, no glory. I was giving you a
Skip,
chance.
give me 3 points. I tell you, we know what Skip. Give me 2.5.
So, Mr. Dickerson, my esteemed colleague across the table, when we discussed this topic in our A block today, threw at me, how many games has Dak won in his first 3 years? And I just rattled off the top of my head 13 and 9 and 10, and that adds up to 22. And then I went and checked, and you realize the 22 wins over the last 3 years is second
32,
most.
you mean?
I'm sorry, 32. Second most in football to that guy in Foxborough. Second most.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You said, you said in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant, I was talking about the first 3 years of their career.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, just over his these last 3 years, that's all he could play because that's all he was eligible to play. Rookie year, second year, third year.
So you mean so over the past 3 years, he's been the second best quarterback? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying he's won the second most.
No.
games.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking, Skip.
Well, you asked me, you threw that question at me, and I said it's second most of all the quarterbacks in the league over the last 3 years.
So
only the greatest quarterback has won more games.
Do you feel comfortable in saying over the last 3 years, Dak Prescott has been the second best quarterback in the NFL? That's what I'm asking you.
No, I don't say that. And I wouldn't say that.
Okay. I'm just
But
checking.
he will be the best quarterback on the field on Saturday night, and that's all I care about. Dak Prescott has become the most underappreciated, underestimated, and unfairly criticized quarterback in all of football. He has taken the place of Blake Bortles. This is Blake Bortles syndrome
Are you comparing him to
times
Blake?
10. Well, you are. You discuss him like he's Blake Bortles. He can't throw. He's inaccurate.
Dak Prescott can never be underrated or underappreciated as long as Skip Bayless has a pulpit. Because you gonna hype him up. You the greatest hype man ever. But you better than Bundy. Bundini Brown.
So you were saying I'm hyping, which means he's way overrated, right? That means it's all hype. That means there's no
Ali
there
overrated?
there.
Was Ali overrated?
No.
He had Bundini Brown, right?
Yeah.
So you Dak Prescott Bundini. You be hyping this.
Somebody has to defend this kid. And I am going to defend him because he keeps backing me up. And Mr. Dickerson, I'm going to throw these two quick stats at you, which I threw at him. Do you realize that over the first 3 years of his career, that Dak Prescott completed 66.1% of his passes? That's the best first 3 years completion percentage in the history of pro football. Does that mean he's inaccurate? I don't know. I can't put those two together. 2 plus 2 don't equal 4 there, right? Who has the most game-winning drives, fourth quarter and overtime over the last 3 years in pro football? Dakota Prescott. My man, Dak.
Is that Dak?
Dak, I back. Well, he's got that going for him. I don't know how he did that. If you can't throw and you have that many games.
Skip, stop saying people said he can't throw. They say he's his.
You did say that now. I got to say, you did say that.
Accuracy.
You said
I said his accuracy.
So how do you complete 66.1 over your first 3 years and you're inaccurate? I don't get that. I don't know.
So let me ask you a question.
Does he throw it to his back a lot? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Do those count? Or those?
Hence the name. How did he get the name Dink and Dak?
He had no receiver.
Dak and Dunk.
Yeah.
He had no receivers to throw to for 8 games, but now he's got one.
Yeah.
He's got a really good one in Amari he trusts. And the script has been flipped from the last game that they played, which was week 3 at Seattle, because Earl Thomas was a Seahawk that day, and Earl Thomas took that game over. And Earl Thomas was Johnny on the spot because he always was. He had some of the greatest instincts we've ever seen at safety. And twice that game, he just happened to be right there when the ball ricocheted off a Cowboy receiver's hands, and he caught 2 of them. 2 huge interceptions, turned that game around. And he is bowing to the Cowboy sideline because he thought that Jerry Jones should have closed the deal to make him a Cowboy. And God bless him, I'm knocking on wood for him, that he recovers and can sort of salvage the late part of his career.
You know, had Jerry traded for Earl Thomas, you don't get Amari Cooper.
do not get him.
Because the likelihood of them giving up their first 2 picks in the 2019 draft isn't very good.
Sometimes you get a break.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just meant to be.
The deals you don't do are as important as the deals you do.
I completely concur with that because I was pounding this table for Earl Thomas, and I thought they were close, and they were trying.
Yes.
And I think Seattle jerked the rug out from under them. And I don't think Jerry liked it because I think for a while he thought that they wanted a 2. And he finally said, okay, I'll give you a 2 for Earl Thomas. They said, oh, you know what? On second thought, we want a 1. Oh, really? And you know how Jerry is. When he gets his back up on deal making,
we didn't shake
over.
on it.
Huh?
We didn't shake on it.
So that's part of the revenge tour that the Cowboys went on when they went on their run because they got even with Philly twice and they got even with Washington. They got even with Atlanta for that disaster nightmare game at Atlanta a year ago. And they got even with Shannon Sharp, the leader of the Cowboy Haters fan club. Yeah. They got even with you because you thought they were going to get blown off the field by the New Orleans Saints, and it was 13-10 Dallas.
Yep.
Contrary to what my man Eric Dickerson just said, I don't love my defense lately. I loved it that night against New Orleans, and then it started to rest on its laurels.
It started reading the paper.
It started to bask in its idolatry. It's new idolatry. Two best young linebackers in pro football. They have not played that way for the last 4 weeks. But I'm here to say that Saturday night they're going to come to play. And I actually hated and then loved the fact that at the Giants, they played the whole game. And I'm just like on my floor, closing my eyes. I thought Van Der Esch was hurt at one point. I thought he broke his shin bone, but I guess he's okay.
He ain't even on the injury report.
Yeah, he's not even on the injury report. So they dodged that bullet in a way they in 2016, remember, they won the division for Aaron Rodgers, and they were not ready because they had 3 weeks off. That did not work. This will work. They'll be ready to play from jump on Saturday night. And I believe Dak Prescott will outplay Russell Wilson. And remember, Zeke owes Seattle and he owes his team because Zeke had a bad game at Seattle.
Right.
He made 3 big blunders in that game. He dropped a big third down pass. He stepped out of bounds before catching a touchdown pass. And he fumbled late in the game at Seattle's 13 when they could have gotten back in the game. That is not Ezekiel Elliott. And I love this kid's football character because you know him pretty well, right? Yeah. He's got toughness in him. And when he decides, he'll lay 230 on St. Nick's defense in the national semifinal.
Stop it!
Still go back to that.
Yeah? 230. 230. I'm not saying he's going to go for 230 in this game, but trust me, he's going to have a big game too.
So what Russell Wilson and Seattle's offense supposed to be doing?
I don't know. You tell me. I think the two young
Number one
linebackers-
rushing team in football is who?
Watch my linebackers flying on Saturday night. Okay.
Oh, you know, I say one thing when we talk about Dak Prescott. You know, any quarterback that plays for the Dallas Cowboys is going to get scrutinized.
Okay.
I don't care who it is.
Right,
It could be Tom Brady, and that's what. And I told you from the beginning, I like Dak. I've always liked him. I always thought he was accurate. I mean, look, no quarterback's 100%, but I think he's pretty accurate when he's got a receiver. And in this football game, I think the big thing in this game is going to be running the football. You know, like I say, old 80s football, and you're right. I think Zeke owes them. I think he did have a bad game when he played in Seattle. I think he'll play very well at home. The Dallas Cowboys play well at home, but you know, in that playoff game when they played the Packers, Dak went for 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. We got a two-point conversion. I mean, he played a game.
They fell behind 21-3.
Yeah, but
Why would they fall behind?
Because they were rusty.
But that's not his fault. You know, you can't.
Oh, it's not?
But it's not the quarterback's fault. The quarterback don't play defense.
He play offense.
He play offense.
So when you score a touchdown, what happens? The team kicks off to you. What you do?
You sit on the quarterback's on the side.
No. Once they score the touchdown, so it's 7-0. They kick the ball off to you. What did you do?
The offense come on the field.
Okay, so what?
You got to score.
Okay, so they kick the ball off again, 14-0, a la Kyler Murray. What you do? 14-0. What you do?
Nothing.
So
the other team has a defense.
They have a defense. I said they have a defense.
Oh, so now hold on. So now they got a defense too. Now,
Good defense.
If Dak is what you said, or if Kyler Murray is what you said, he won the Heisman.
Well, wait, do you expect Kyler Murray to score every time he touches the ball?
That's what Tua did. That's what Tua did.
Really?
If you that guy, he got that Heisman trophy. He got Tua Heisman.
Oklahoma doesn't have a defense.
Oh, you know, man, they can't stop. They can stop me and you.
That is correct.
Skip, you told
us.
Skip, you told me every time we talked about it that Kyler Murray had the best quarterback season in college football history.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me
I kept telling you he overcame the worst defense in college football.
And he couldn't do nothing with those. You told me St. Nick had lost his fastball. He was overrated.
I did not tell you that.
You did say he
I
lost
did not tell you that.
Every time we come out here, he gave up 230. He just brought Zeke up, didn't he? Just brought Zeke up. He gave 230 to Zeke. Chad Kelly, Johnny Manziel, Landry Jones. I'm like, whoa, Skip, what's going on? I mean, no, not Landry Jones. Trevor Knight in the Sugar Bowl. Trevor Knight had 314 yards and 3 touchdowns against. Did that sound out to you? Thank Nick. Now all of a sudden he shut your guy down. Oh, Kyler Murray, the other team get to play defense too.
Put your due where your mouth is. Right here, right now. I'll take 2 cases. I got Dallas straight up. Is that not a fair bet?
That's a fair bet.
That's a fair bet. 2 cases. Come on.
I don't do
once,
fair.
going twice.
You from Texas, right?
You're right.
When you go to the fair, what you have? Cotton candy, candy apple ride, the merry-go-round.
Got it.
At the fair.
At the fair.
Yeah, that was the fair. So give me 3.
No
right now,
guts,
Skip.
no glory.
3.
You could have it.
3.
Do you believe in Russell Wilson or not?
I do.
Okay, well then take him straight up.
3.
Okay, you got him against a guy who can't throw. Come on.
Can't agree on
No, he ain't going to get.
agree on
all
If
day
it was a throwing competition, I would take Russ. But he going to, like you told me, the other team got to play defense too.
Before we go, remind me your score for this one, Skip. What do you got?
I got 20-13 Dallas. Thank
20
you.
to 13. Oh, you're similar with Eric.
20-14.
Okay, yeah.
Dallas.
Okay.
Oh, so you
right.
said, so you believe in the Dallas defense all of a sudden, huh?
I say they're going to rise and shine. They're going to bounce back Saturday
What
night.
was your score?
I got 23-20.
23-20. Ooh.
Okay,
I'm
well,
excited.
Then give me 3. Then. Is that what you want to do?
No, I need a 3, so that'll be
Trying to
26.
set it up. Okay. Not going to happen. All right. Oh, well, we're moving on. Eric, thank you.
Thank you.
Good to have you always. So Kawhi made a return last night to San Antonio. Why is he
Antonio.
going to San Diego? The fans made sure that he had a
That's a
interesting
shame, Skip.
welcome. What
I
did
saw what you
Skip
tweeted.
think about his
Did you?
return? We're going to tell